We'll call to order the City of Douglasville City Council regular meeting for tonight, which is Monday, October the 4th. Our invocation will be done by Associate Pastor Andrew Dickinson of the First Presbyterian Church of Douglasville. Good evening. After that, we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by the Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Terry Miller. Please stand for the invocation.
As you are able, please join me in prayer. Gracious God, Creator and giver of life, we thank you for the gift of this day. We thank you for health and strength to be able to gather here, recognizing there are those who are unable to. We thank you for the opportunity to work together for the well-being of our city. We thank you for the collective insights and understanding of all those gathered in this room this evening. We pray for Mayor Robinson, our city councilors, their advisors, the businesses and citizens who make up our community, and ask that the work done here this evening would be informed by different issues and perspectives, but would ultimately be guided with all wisdom for the well-being of our community as a whole. In this, we pray that more of your goodness would be established on earth as it is in heaven. Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, for leading us in the pledge. And Pastor Dickinson, we appreciate the invocation and prayer. Please tell Pastor Harper we said hello. Yes, sir. Bless you. Our announcements and presentations. We don't have any presentations, but we will do the announcements as we typically do before the meeting starts so that we'll all be on the same page and how the meeting will take place. I would like to welcome you to the City of Douglasville's regular voting meeting. I am Mayor Rochelle Robinson. This is a City Council regular meeting of agenda items where official action will be taken tonight on items that were discussed at the legislative work session last Thursday. If the business you're here for is not listed as an agenda item, there will be ample time under the agenda items comments from citizens and delegates section for you to discuss your business. Just a few protocol issues I'll go over and then we will commence with the meeting. I would ask that you would please keep your comments and presentations on a professional level dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decisions. We will not accept comments that are considered by the chair to be of attack against any individual or group of individuals. You receive a warning from the chair, and if you deviate from this requirement, a second deviation will result in us discontinuing to have you speak at the microphone. We'll turn the microphone off. Only one person speaking at a time, please. Please do not applaud or react to speakers. Speak from the audience, cheer, or carry on a conversation with those in the audience or be disruptive. I'm going to remind you that we're only required to accept public comments on zoning matters, and we are not required to accept public comments on any other matters before the council. And if you have any other concerns or issues, you can talk to us at the sections comments from citizens and delegates. If you have a telephone, electronic device, we ask you please put those in silent mode or turn those off until after the meeting so they will not be disruptive. Now, this is how the meeting will go. The agenda items will be handled as the following. The committee chairperson will read the agenda item. Then that person representing that agenda item or applicant will make his or her presentation. We ask that you will please not repeat the information in the audience if you have concerns. Myself and council members will possibly ask clarifying questions or some new information we'll ask that we did not have an opportunity to ask last Thursday. After that, the committee chairperson will ask for comments or statements from the audience. There is a maximum of 20 minutes per item, 20 minutes for those in favor, 20 minutes for those in opposition, and each person has 5 minutes to speak. Prior to coming to the podium, we ask that you would please fill out a card. There are cards out on the desk, and you would please fill those cards out with your name and address for the record and hand those to the city clerk, Ms. Vicki Acker. Each person has one opportunity to speak. This is not question and answer or debate. We're just here to receive the information, deliberate, and make our decisions. Again, we don't want you to repeat any information unless it's new. And if you have any printed material, please give that to Ms. Acker, our city clerk, and she will make copies and distribute to the council members. Okay, is it coming up? Our technology. Okay, then we'll move through our agenda that is printed. The agendas are printed outside for paper agendas, or they're on the screen in front of you. We'll move on now to the minutes for approval. The minutes of the legislative work session of September 16th, 2021, and the regular meeting and executive sessions of September 20, 2021. I make a motion, open the floor for a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. It's been properly moved in second to approve the minutes from item 21-480. Do we have any comments or questions as it relates to the minutes from the council members? Councilman Estes, you're getting your technology together?
I was unable to pull it up also.
Okay, but we'll do old-fashioned hands until the technology gets up to speed. All those in favor, do we have any concerns or comments outside of the technology not working properly? All those are willing to approve the minutes, please raise your hands. Those in yay. Councilman Estes, you want to approve with your hand that you can see? Those in nay, please raise your hand as well. The ayes have it. It's been unanimously approved for the minutes as we raised our hand. You had that, Ms. Acker? Okay, thank you so much. So now we'll go to the consent agenda. Open the floor for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you. And we do have paper, the agenda, we have paper copies as well, so the audience will know that we're not just approving these items without seeing them, and we've had our agendas that were sent to us prior to the meeting. Okay, so do we have any questions? We have opened the floor for a motion to approve. Did you say approve, Mayor Pro Tem? Thank you so much.
Motion to approve.
Yes, sir. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved in second to approve the consent agenda. Do we have any questions or comments from council members? Thank you. Not seeing any. Are the technology up for everyone? Councilman Watts, is yours working?
Yes,
Okay.
The only thing I wasn't able to do on the last agenda item is
See the minutes.
The attachment for the minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't able to look at it, but I mean, I was here for it, so.
Yes, sir, and we have the paper copy. So everyone seems to be working. All those, do we have any questions or comments outside of me asking Councilman Watts? Thank you. It's been properly moved in second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The consent agenda is unanimously approved. We'll move on then to the next agenda item on the docket, and it's item number 7, Economic Development Committee. That's chaired by Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Economic Development Committee at this time.
Thank you so much, Councilman Miller. We'll move on then to Finance Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have one
welcome.
item tonight. Authorize the mayor to sign an agreement with Raylin and Associates Incorporated for the RFP 2021-007 Town Green Amphitheater construction in the amount of $12,143,991. Mr. Sean Craig and Mr. Marcus Thompson are here. I was not here on Thursday, so I don't know how much discussion we have had, but we'll hand the floor to these gentlemen and let them help us with that. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Marcus Thompson, 6701 Church Street, City Engineer. The only thing additional I want to add is that staff have uploaded the draft contract agreement, which reflects the cost proposal amount of $12.1 million for you guys to review.
Are there any questions?
Questions?
Mr. Craig or Mr. Thompson, after the discussion on Thursday. And as Mr. Thompson has mentioned, there have been other things uploaded for our viewing. I want to make sure that the council is comfortable with this. As I said, I was not here Thursday, so don't want to jump too far ahead. Any question or comment? Madam Mayor, did you have any comment or question?
No, sir.
Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, gentlemen, if there's no other information, then let's move forward. I make a motion that we approve item 21-474 for the authorization with the mayor to sign agreement with Raylin and Associates for the town green.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Watts. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 21-474. Do we have any additional comments or questions as it relates to this item from council members?
I'm a little surprised that Councilman Davis is not here.
I know he was he went to DC with the chamber for me. I'm not certain. He made his flight and might not have landed. But we were excited about this item last Thursday. It
Yes,
showed
ma'am.
the vendors, and Ray Lynn happened to come in under, they were the least expensive, I should say. And but their scores was the highest. They had the highest scores.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So all those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 21-474 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all that we have.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. Mr. Chairman, we'll move on to Housing and Community Affairs Committee. You are the vice chair. If you don't mind taking that for me, please. Councilman Adams?
Yes, Housing and Community Affairs, we have no business tonight.
Thank you, sir. Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee. The Mayor Pro Tem, you mind taking that for me?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. There is no business under the Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee at this time.
Thank you so much. Getting tongue-tied. I have all these, some big weren't here. Okay, Personal and Organization Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have
You're
one item.
welcome.
Item A, to adopt a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign contracts with Humana, Inc., Anthem Life Insurance Company, the Lincoln National Life Insurance Company, and Total Administrative Services Corporation for city-sponsored employee insurance benefits for calendar year 2022, and stating the anticipated city contribution for each employee benefit. Ms. Austin Bing.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tia Alston Bean, 6695 Church Street. Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. This item before you is our insurance contracts on tonight's agenda for 2022 benefit plans, to allow you all to look at this item if there was any additional questions that you may have. I know at the last meeting, several were not in attendance, and so we wanted to bring this before you again to allow you to ask any questions and to share any feedback or that you may have about where we're headed for 2022. But this is staff's recommendation to move forward, and subsequently, open enrollment will be starting on tomorrow as well. So we want to have these contracts signed by the mayor.
What, Ms. Austin Bing, when did you say the open enrollment begins and ends?
The education meetings, just to educate our employees and our mayor and council and retirees about where we're headed for 2022, starts on tomorrow. But the actual enrollments are in mid-October, so the following week, next week.
Okay, good. Any questions? Anybody? Okay, all right, thank you. All right, I'd like to make a move then to approve item 21-462.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We have a motion to approve 21-462. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 21-462. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members? Thank you. I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 21-462 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's
You're
all
welcome.
the business we had tonight under Personnel and Organization.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We'll move on then to item number 12, which is Planning and Development Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
We have 3 items tonight. The first is to consider a request for approval of a development plan for Durley Lane Senior, 5.98 acres at Durley Lane, located land lot 50, District 1, Section 5, parcels 20 and 72. Plans dated August 30th, 2021. Application by P.J. Hornick in care of Southport Financial Real Estate, LLC. Mr. Anderson?
Ryan Anderson, 6701 Church Street. We really don't have any new information, Councilmember Adams. However, after the applicant went back to his office, he discovered some things, and he would like to clarify some statements he made on Thursday in regards to the site plan. Well, I mean the development plan. Okay.
Pardon me. Please give us your name and address for the record, and we'd love to hear from you, Mr. Hornick. How are you?
Good.
Thank you. I'm PJ Hornick with Southport Financial Real Estate, 5403 West Gray Street, Tampa, Florida. I did just want to clarify that I was asked the question last week about exterior balconies, and I responded that we were planning them at the time. I was incorrect in that statement, and I wanted to clarify these elevations do not incorporate exterior balconies or patios.
So the conceptual drawing that we have here from Martin Riley Associates is correct in that there are no balconies shown, and there will be no balconies, correct?
Correct. That is the plan at this point. I
Okay.
was speaking out of.
Other information? Anything additional that you would like to add?
Not at this time.
That was the only clarification? Okay. Madam Mayor, Council, anyone have any additional questions concerning this request?
I do, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So, Mr. Hornet, but the connection to the Woody Fight Senior Citizen Center is still correct in your format for the amenities, part of the amenities package with the outside park?
That is correct in terms of we're providing a pedestrian path to the public right-of-way, which is the sidewalk. We do intend to provide a walkway from that sidewalk up to the center. That's obviously not our land, so we have to figure out the logistics to do that, but that is the intent.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Others? Yes, Coach?
And I just, Mr. Hornick, you said the sidewalk, you were going to run it from your property and connect with the sidewalk down at the corner? Or
That currently runs along Durley Lane. That's the site plan. We have a connection to that sidewalk.
Okay. All right, I just wanted to make sure I heard that correctly. All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any others? Mr. Hornick, I don't recall exactly how long this has been planned and worked on and gone through zoning, but I know you've been before us a couple of times, and it appears that you have things in order, according to our representative, Mr. Anderson. So if there's no other questions or comments, then I'll make a motion that we approve this item 21-450.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved by Chair Councilman Adams and second by Councilman Estes to approve item 21-450. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 21-450 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, Mr. Hornick.
Thank you.
Look forward to working with you, sir. Item B. Consider a request for approval of a development plan for Beyond Water, Wine, and Spirits for 1.17 acres at 991 Thornton Road, located land lot 582, District 18, Section 2, Parcel 2, plans dated August 16, 2021. Application by Parks Huff, care of Guyan Hospitality, LLC. Mr. Anderson?
Ryan Anderson, 6701 Church Street. We do not have any new information as it relates to this case.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Is there anyone that has any questions or comments concerning this? Yes, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, did you see the pictorial for this development? It looks good.
I did.
Yes, it's nice.
really
I'm glad they kept their promise.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all I had to say.
Okay. Others? I hope that we had a good discussion on this item on Thursday night,
It was.
and it looks as though they have done what they'd said that they would do. So if there are no other questions or comments, then I'll make a motion that we approve item 21-451.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved by the chair and second by Councilman Estes to approve item 21-451. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members?
I was going to say one quick thing.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
To add on to the chairman's comments that, I think we are finally raising the architectural bar around here a little bit.
I thought you'd never mention that.
I know, it meets your standards. That's a high standard, so, good.
That's all, Madam Chair.
Yes, yes, sir. So it's been properly moved in second. We don't have any other comments. All those in favor of approving item 21-451, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 21-451 is unanimously approved.
Last item, item
Yes, sir.
C, consider a request for approval of a development plan for a storage building for St. Teresa Catholic Church at for 25.9 acres at 4274 Presley Mill Road, located land lot 79, District 1, Section 5, Parcel 2. Plans dated September 7th, 2021. Application by Archdiocese of Atlanta. Mr. Anderson?
Ryan Anderson, 6701 Church Street. Staff does not have any new information as it relates to this case.
Okay, so everything is in order as far as the development plan is concerned?
Yes, sir.
And I'm assuming the discussion was had on Thursday night, and I have not been told anything to the contrary. Any other question or comment? I see that Mr. Chu is in the audience in case we had questions.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, go ahead,
The
Coach.
question was asked the other night about the visibility by the subdivisions on the back side over there. I was just down there today running in that area, and, I mean, there's a pretty good stand of pine trees back there, maybe a little bit of a gap, but if it's going to be on the back side of that, that reservoir, there's a good stand of pine trees as far as a screen, if you will, for lack of a better term. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sure. Others? Yes, Madam Mayor?
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. And that was brought up by myself. Someone called and asked me about that concern with the lights into Park Place. I think that's the name of the subdivision, Presley Park. And so thank you for clarifying that concern.
Okay. Anyone else? Seeing none then, Mr. Anderson, if you don't have anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, we'll make a motion then that we approve item 21-463.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Watts. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 21-463. Do we have any additional comments or questions from the elected body? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 21-463 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all that we have tonight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations, Mr. Chu. We'll move on then to item number 13, which is Public Improvement and Beautification Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Chairwoman Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Public Relations Committee, chaired by Councilmember Howard Estes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. PR Committee has no business this evening.
Thank you, sir. Public Safety Committee, the Vice Chair is Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in public safety.
Thank you, sir. Recreation, Culture, and Tourism Committee is chaired also by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in recreation, culture, and tourism.
Thank you, sir. Technology Committee, chaired by Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business at this time under the Technology Committee.
Thank you, sir. And you are also the Vice Chair of Transportation Committee.
Thank you again, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Transportation Committee as well.
Thank you, sir. Is there any other business to come before committees, or not committees, but council tonight under our regular voting meeting from the elected body? Thank you. I don't see any. We'll move on then with updates from city staff. Our city attorney, Mr. Joel Dotson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Staff attorney, Ms. Lynn Woodward.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. The police department, Major Davison.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. And the city manager's office, Assistant City Manager, Ms. Chelsea Jackson.
Yes, ma'am. Just wanted to echo what City Manager Marsha Hampton said on Thursday. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for approving the incentives, the COLA incentives, as well as the public works or public services incentives for them as well as public safety. Just wanted to say that from staff, we greatly appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jackson. You're welcome. Do we have any staff reports?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now is the agenda item comments from citizens and delegates. If you sustain the meeting and you'd like to address us, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record. And you have 5 minutes to talk to us about any business or potential business germane to the city of Douglasville.
Madam
Good
Mayor,
evening.
Chair people, my name is John Rogers, 6330 Holborn Lane, Douglasville, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
I was wondering, when will the Strickland Street Bridge be opened, and when will we repave Palmer Street, Ellis Street, Malone on the south side, or north side, Malone area? It's pretty rough. I own many properties in that area, and I'm just looking for, and do we have an agenda for a plan for one-way from Strickland Street to be one-way at Brown Street and Ellis Street to be one-way going west in that area? I mean, we have some real hazardous areas, and I've said this before, but is there anything on the agenda for that?
Yes, sir, Mr. Rogers, that was kind of a loaded question. You asked a lot of streets, but we do have a list of streets from AECom that gives us the conditions of the streets, and they're rated based on the condition of the streets, and so there's a time frame for every street in the city of Douglasville. And so if you would please leave your information with our Assistant City Manager, Chelsea Jackson, she'll respond, talk to Mr. Gregg, our Public Works Director, and get those concerns answered for you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your time.
You're
Have a
welcome.
blessed
Yes,
day.
sir, it's my pleasure. Any other comments from citizens and delegates? No? Well, if we don't have anything else, no other business to come before us this evening, this meeting is adjourned.